Hey there, friends, and welcome back to another 3-Minute Thoughts. My name is Derek, and in the next 3 minutes, we're going to take a look at Mark chapter 15. We're going to wrestle with some ideas like how power usually looks loud, confident, and unstoppable. And yet, Mark 15, the chapter we're going to look at today, shows us something completely different. Let's take a few minutes and walk through this chapter together this morning. Jesus is brought before Pilate. The accusations are political now. King of the Jews. That's the charge anyway. Rome doesn't execute people for theology, it executes them for threats. You see, if you claim to be king of the Jews, you're actually claiming to be, a person who rivals Herod. Pilate is a bit unsure. There's tension in the room. The crowd, stirred by the religious leaders, calls for Barabbas instead of Jesus, a man actually guilty of violent rebellion. But here's the irony in the entire thing. The true rebel goes free. The innocent one is condemned. Jesus is mocked by soldiers. A purple robe is put on him, a crown of thorns on his head. They kneel in fake worship and strike him, saying, "Hail, King of the Jews." Mark wants us to see the layers here. They mean it all as ridicule, but they're closer to the truth than they actually realize. On the cross, the sign above him reads with the same title. It's meant to warn others. This is what happens to would-be kings. And yet, from the cross, Jesus does not retaliate. He does not argue his innocence. He doesn't call down a rescue mission. Darkness covers the land. And then he cries out, some of my favorite words, Eloi, Eloi, lama sabachthani, which means, my God, why have you forsaken me? It's a raw moment. It's purely human on that side of things. It's pulled straight from the Psalms, a prayer of anguish that begins in despair, but ends with trust. And then Jesus breathes his last. Something unexpected happens. The temple curtain, symbolizing the separation between God and humanity, is torn in two, except it's torn from top to bottom, this marking God tearing, not our tearing that curtain. What it also reminds us now is that because the curtain is torn in two, access is opened. And the first human in Mark's gospel declared Jesus as the Son of God. It's not one of the disciples. It's not a religious leader, but rather a Roman centurion, a hardened executioner who has watched Jesus die. Surely this man was the Son of God. Mark 15 forces us to wrestle with a different kind of strength. A king who conquers not by force, but by surrender. A victory that looks like loss, power revealed through sacrifice. It is uncomfortable, and it challenges our definitions of winning, of control, and of greatness. But maybe that's exactly the point. If God were going to step into human history, would we even recognize the way he chose to do it? Thanks for spending this time with me this morning. Be well, friends.